My family demanded I marry my dad's best friend's son. When I eloped with my boyfriend instead, they got furious. Now they're blowing up my phone, but guess what? I just sent them a wedding photo. I grew up in a family where everything was arranged years before it even mattered. From school choices to career paths, there was always a plan. The one thing that felt the most suffocating was the expectation that I would marry my dad's best friend's son. He was a nice enough guy, polite, the kind of person your parents say is perfect for you, but I couldn't feel anything for him beyond polite conversation. The thought of spending my life with someone chosen for me made my stomach twist. I had been seeing Sam quietly for over a year. He wasn't anyone my parents would approve of. He was funny, messy, stubborn, and completely, unapologetically himself. He had this way of making me laugh even when I was at my lowest, and he listened. He didn't just hear me, he understood me in ways no one else did. I knew I couldn't live my life following someone else's plan. The pressure started to ramp up when my dad casually mentioned at dinner one night, "You know, Arif has been asking about you. We should really start thinking about setting something up." My chest tightened. I mumbled something non-committal, hoping he wouldn't push, but I knew better. My family had a way of turning these casual suggestions into full-blown ultimatums without ever actually saying the word. The final straw came when my mom cornered me in the kitchen one Saturday morning. "We've arranged everything. You just need to say yes. It's what's best for everyone. Arif is ready and you're making us worry. Don't make this harder than it has to be." She had that pleading look, the one that made me feel like a villain for even thinking about my own happiness. I didn't answer. I couldn't. Instead, I started planning quietly. Sam and I had talked about running away before, but it was always a fantasy, something whispered in the dark when we were sure no one could hear. But as my family ramped up the pressure, I realized the fantasy had to become reality. We left one night, no announcements, no calls, just us in the car with the hum of the engine and the occasional laugh at our own ridiculousness. I didn't look back. My phone stayed off. No texts, no missed calls. Nothing. The wedding was small, just the two of us and a handful of friends who knew and supported our choice. It was perfect because it wasn't about anyone else. I wore a simple dress Sam had picked out for me, and he looked nervous but happy in his suit. We said our vows under a canopy of lights in a quiet garden, surrounded by flowers and the warm glow of lanterns. There were no expectations, no judgment, no pressure, just us. The next morning, my phone exploded. Messages, missed calls, angry voicemails. My mom, my dad, my cousins, even distant relatives I hadn't spoken to in years. The tone was consistent. Fury, disbelief, betrayal. I stared at the screen for a long time, my stomach tightening with the familiar guilt I'd been trained to feel. Then Sam nudged me. "Do what you came here to do." So I did. I picked a photo from our wedding, the one where we were laughing so hard we couldn't even hold each other straight, and I sent it to the family group chat. The message had nothing but the picture. No words, no explanations, no apologies. Just the image of us, officially together, officially happy, officially untouchable by their expectations. The reactions started coming in almost immediately. Screaming emojis, angry texts, all caps messages begging for explanations. But I didn't respond. I didn't need to. They were furious, sure, but there was nothing left for them to control. We had our life now. We had each other. And for the first time, I felt like I was exactly where I was supposed to be. We spent the day unpacking wedding gifts, laughing at the chaos of opening presents without any ceremony, and making plans for our honeymoon. Outside, the world continued as it always did, but inside everything felt right. The pressure, the anger, the threats, they were all background noise now. Sam held my hand and it was all the reassurance I needed. By the evening, my phone was still buzzing, but I didn't care. I knew that eventually they'd either accept it or they wouldn't, and that was a decision they had to make, not me. What mattered was that Sam and I had chosen each other, against all the rules, against all the expectations, and nothing, not even a lifetime of family pressure, could take that away. I finally turned off the notifications and sat on the porch with him, the warm glow of the setting sun casting long shadows across the yard. We didn't talk about the messages, didn't talk about the family, didn't need to. We had each other. That was enough. The picture stayed on their phones. It would annoy them, shock them, maybe even make them furious for a while longer, but every time they looked at it, they'd see the truth we were living. And for the first time in my life, I was living my own truth. I leaned against Sam and we watched the sun dip below the horizon, quiet and unbothered by the chaos we'd left behind. We were married, we were free, and we were finally home.